I will advocate moving the Illinois minimum wage back to the national minimum wage. I am adamantly against raising the minimum wage, against raising the minimum wage, against raising the minimum wage.
Rauner may have more explaining to do about his flip-flopping position on the minimum wage.
Candidate for governor made a complete 180.
Rauner has flipped his stance on the minimum wage in Illinois. Video has now emerged of the Republican candidate for governor saying back in the fall that he is adamantly opposed to any increase.
I am adamantly against raising the minimum wage.
It appears Mr. Rauner has campaigned against raising the minimum wage for months.
The wealthy businessman wants to roll back Illinois' minimum wage from $8.25 to $7.25.
I will advocate moving the Illinois minimum wage back to the national minimum wage.
Rauner originally said that he wanted to roll back minimum wage by $1 to $7.25 an hour, and that would match the federal minimum wage.
It's time to turn it around.
What is your view on raising the minimum wage?
I am adamantly against raising the minimum wage.
Here you have a man who has substantial personal wealth.
Rauner, who does own 9 homes, made $33 million last year. Excuse me, $53 million. When he was asked if he was part of the 1% of wealthiest Americans, Rauner responded, actually, I'm probably 0.01%.
It was called severe corporate greed, a scheme to cash in on the elderly. And in the middle of it, Bruce Rauner's company. Rauner's company was accused of draining money from nursing homes, leaving seniors to suffer from malnutrition and dehydration. Court after court ruled victims died from abuse and neglect. Trust Bruce Rauner to be governor? His company's nursing homes made over $1 billion, while seniors paid the ultimate price. Bruce Rauner says,
We're going to come to Springfield, run it like a business.
But NBC News reports residents died from abuse and neglect at nursing homes Rauner's business had operated. Arlene Townsend fell 18 times. Juanita Jackson suffered from malnutrition and dehydration. Elvira Nunziata, strapped to her wheelchair, fell downstairs, not found for almost an hour. Court after court awarded more than $1 billion to victims' families.
We're going to come to Springfield, run it like a business.
Hasn't Bruce Rauner's business done enough damage?
Tighter than we expected.
It certainly is tighter than a lot of people expected. What do you attribute that to, Senator?
I would say tactical voting has finally worked of the big public sector unions turning out the vote for their man.
I was just talking to the folks back in the studio about that just a second ago. You know, when Bruce Rauner talks about Scott Walker and Mitch Daniels as mentors and examples he wants to follow, could that be a tactical error?
It turns out that the big unions are stronger than we all expected here in Illinois.
What is the single greatest barrier preventing all students in Illinois from having access to a great public education?
We need proper funding of our schools. We need...
So you would say funding is one of the big barriers?
It's one.
Okay, very good. I'm going to move you on so we get... Governor?
Well, I do believe funding is important. It was $11.5 billion when I started as governor. It's $13.9 billion today. That's a lot more than when I began. And on our latest budget, we want to invest more money, $6.5 billion more in education over the next 5 years, a very healthy investment in early childhood education beginning this year. We believe in early childhood as the very best investment to get kids off to a good start. But we cannot forget to make sure that we well fund the teachers who are making sure our children learn. And I believe in doing that. I am not going to do what they did in Wisconsin. My opponent's role model. up in Wisconsin, my opponent's role model, Scott Walker, busted the union and cut education funding. We're not doing that in Illinois.
Bruce Rauner says he'd shake up Springfield. News reports tie Rauner to Stu Levine. Remember him? He's the Blagojevich crony now in prison. Levine testified that a company financed by Rauner's firm gave him $1 million to get state contracts by whatever means, including payoffs. At the same time, Levine voted to help Rauner's firm get $50 million in state pension funds. Trust Bruce Rauner to shake up Springfield? He's tied to people who shook it down.
Let's get him! 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 Yeah! 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 Let's get him! Let's get him! Yeah! Yeah! No way! No way! No way! No way! No way! No way! Yeah! Yeah!